may have wanted to start this video a little bit more jubilantly. Like, Santa got my letter early this year. And then I thought, no, that's insensitive. Let's not. Okay. So, the news is that Ruby Rose is not coming back for the second season of Batwoman, which it's not a shock to me, I have to say. If you've watched Batwoman, you'll know what I mean. It's not really that shocking that that would happen because, yeah. Let's just leave it at Ruby Rose hasn't been the greatest Kate Kane. And I did a video about this a little, like an hour ago, and then I found a new article just published, and then I decided to record it all over again. Ruby Rose continues to annoy me. So basically, TV Line published this new article, and it's headed by Ruby Rose's Batwoman exit, the story behind her shocking departure. Now, bearing in mind this says insider, and whenever I get that in any article it says an insider says, I take it with a pinch of salt. Usually it's someone paid to do something to, put out the word that, they're not to blame or something like that. Okay, so just putting that one out there. And it basically says Ruby Rose wanted off Batwoman, and no one was going to stand in her way. Yikes. And it says, it wasn't 100% her decision, concedes a source close to the show, whoever that could be. It was a breakup. She wasn't happy working on the show, and did that make her fun to work with? No. So everyone decided it would be in the best interest of the show and for all concerned if they parted ways. It just wasn't a good fit. So essentially, according to an insider, Rose, coming off the features John Wick Chapter 2 and The Meg, was distressed by the long hours demanding of a lead TV role and did not accumulate well to life in Vancouver, where the show shoots. Batwoman marked the actress's full first-time series gig following her debut as the Scarlet Knight in the Arrowverse's December 2018 Elseworlds crossover, and a short arc on Orange is the New Black. Reps for Warner Brothers and the CW declined to comment for this story. Rose's spokesperson, meanwhile, could not be reached for comment. I kind of think that is kind of like a really bad thing when no one wants to talk about it. Just like this massive elephant in the room that leaves room for people to speculate and gossip about. In a joint statement released Tuesday, Berlanti, Prods, and Warner Brothers Television confirmed that Rose's iconic role would be recast. Iconic. Okay. Listen. Batwoman is iconic. I love Batwoman, okay? Ruby Rose as Batwoman is never going to be seen as iconic. She's not that great of actor to put in a lead role. And this was made blaringly clear in every single scene that Kate had with Alice. It was unescapable. Made worse by the fact that the creators and the writers actually haven't given Kate any kind of personality beyond her being lesbian and her having cool hair. There's nothing. Empty and vapid. I keep saying it. Empty and vapid. The role of Batwoman isn't iconic yet. You need an actress who will make it iconic. With another LGBTQ actress. I know it's insanely popular that the belief that the actress who plays Kate Kane needs to be a lesbian. I'm not in that camp. And I'm, it's just my opinion. I'm not gonna make people believe it. People will believe what they want, and that's fair enough. That's their right. But for me, I feel like when we saw Ruby Rose as Kate Kane, that is what happens when you kind of go for more label than ability, which is probably a really, really bad way to say it. But casting her because she was like the only lesbian actress they knew was like that just sucked. It sucked. Because Kate Kane has been so wooden, and there's just no way around that at all. And I keep bringing up the scenes between Alice and Kate because wonderful examples of what I mean. You have these scenes between these two estranged sisters. The one thought the other was dead, and the other thought the other one abandoned her, and she finds out that isn't true. And you have these emotional moments filled with hate and want. I feel like Batwoman is a love story between sisters. I've said it about Supergirl, and I think it's the same with Batwoman. It's these empty, stupid love triangles that just are nothing. They're just stupid stereotypes of lesbians. Oh, look, you're dating my girlfriend who I dated, and now I'm dating this one who you've dated. Oh, we all know each other. It's really just annoying. I don't care about them. I don't care. I care about Alice and Kate. Well, I care about Alice, and I wanted to care about Kate, but they gave nothing. She gave nothing. This could be actually the best thing that could happen to the show, actually, to get an actress with the ability to convey emotion and to make you feel for her, to make you empathize with her, to make you feel sad and angry with her, because I feel like in those moments with Alice, you were always siding with Alice. Like never with Kate. She was just this empty page. And she still needs to be written on. Somebody, whoever, I don't know who they will cast. I don't know. I don't have a preference, if I'm honest. I really don't. I would like an actress who kind of looks like she's not going to blow away with the wind. So it's more realistic if she fights a group of people and wins. That's my only preference. And she can act. But anyway, it carries on and says, we thank Ruby for her contributions to the success of our first season and wish her all the best. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Look forward to sharing its new direction, including the casting of a new lead actress and member of the LGBT community in the coming months. They've already did auditions for this role. I recall there was a whole bunch of audition tapes leaked at the time, and they just were like, oh no, we're going with Ruby Rose. She's the only lesbian we know. Never heard of any other one. I mean, if they do that again, like, I'm expecting them to be like, this is our new Kate, Ellen DeGeneres, the only other lesbian we know. Part of me is really frustrated with that thinking. Another part of me understands why, because, I mean, I get it. I really get that. I understand the frustrations. The other part of me is that little kid who fell in love with Batwoman and just loved her so much and wants to see that reflected in a live action version. And that was never going to come from somebody who they just employed because she was gay in real life. I know that's not a popular opinion. I understand why it's not. I'm not here to impose my opinion on anyone. That's just my opinion. And as I say, I don't have a preference. I know a lot of people do, and I don't know if those are good choices. I don't know if they're not. I feel like they did the casting for this. Like, they don't really need to do much. They just go and look at the tapes again, maybe. I feel like there should be a chemistry test with Rachel. I feel like that could be a huge thing because those two characters have the most, I don't know, investment in storyline. I think it's just something those characters could be. I feel like it's like with Supergirl with Alex and Kara. Often it's their story, their relationship that brings in viewers. I know if we ignore ships, let's ignore ships, but this is not what this video is about, but let's just ignore them. Often that's what made me watch. I love those stories between sisters. I really want that. I want to watch Batwoman and I want to feel, I was going to say I want to feel Kate, but that doesn't sound right. So we're not going to say that. So, whatever reason she's gone, taking the role for a start sounds very naive. I mean, I get enthusiasm. Hey, I'm the lead in a TV show and I'm playing frickin' Batwoman. I get that. But also I think there need to be a lot of thought ahead. Because it's not great to go into a second season and need to recast the lead role. It's not a disaster. It's not the end of the world. It's not the biggest drama that will ever happen. Because Kate was one of the biggest. It was basically Batwoman's Achilles heel was Batwoman. And when you have an actress who isn't really great in range and showing emotion and conveying any kind of feeling, who kind of even just standing still looks wooden and like a tree, it doesn't make any sense. Why can't you stand properly? It's not great. Everybody knows the weather in Vancouver is like a disaster. Sorry. I mean, I would probably like it because, I'm Celtic and I'm used to that weather, but, maybe for an Australian, it's not great. And, when she originally got this role, there was a big, massive backlash on social media. And I think she even left Twitter for a long time because of it. I mean, there was personal reasons, I think. I mean, she did a lot of things that can be seen as malicious and outed somebody, and at the time it was big, and a lot of people didn't watch and haven't watched Batwoman because they cast Ruby Rose as Batwoman. I reserve judgment, and if you'd see my Batwoman videos, I decided to wait until the first Crisis till the first Crisis crossover to judge her as Kate Kane. As you know, I love Batwoman. I love Kate Kane. And she wasn't good. I wanted her to prove everyone wrong. But she wasn't great. She was really bad. It kind of sucks to say it because I know a lot of people will think it's hate, and it's really not. It's the truth. If I write something that's bad, people will tell me, and it's on me then to take what they say and make my next work better. Or I can dwell on it, call them haters, and write exactly the same and do the same results. I learned a long time ago that I can double down and dig in deeper and carry on in that rut and never listen to anybody else and call them all haters because they're wrong because I'm perfect the way I am. Or I can feel that little shit, I did something people don't like. I didn't do as good as I thought. Alright, that hurts, it stings. But the sting goes away. And when it goes away, I look at the comments and I think, right, so let's do it different. Let's change it. In a way, I'm glad that the show didn't double down and do that. Like, no, this is perfect. I mean, there was already rumors about her on set, and there's been rumors about her being essentially a drama queen for years. I mean, I was a fan, so I've heard these for years, and take them with a pinch of salt, I guess. Rumors are rumors. Sometimes they're true, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're just half truths and half lies. But but I guess Ruby Rose didn't take well to the backlash, and she doubled down. Especially when she's not the best actress in the world. It seems naive to do that. Anyway, I think it was Instagram or Twitter or something. She went, "Where on earth did Ruby is not a lesbian, therefore can't be Batwoman come from?" I'm not quite sure where I ever saw anybody say Ruby Rose isn't a lesbian. I feel like maybe that came from people who were confused, because I feel like at the time, I don't know about now because I told you I was a fan, I'm not anymore, so I'm not in the loop. But I do believe, and in fact for a long time, Ruby Rose identified as non-binary. In fact, she even made a video about that, a short film that is probably still on YouTube actually, about being non-binary. I feel like that was just like maybe confusion on some people's parts, but I never really heard anybody say Ruby Rose isn't a lesbian. I mostly heard people say, "Oh, she's not that great of an actress," or "Did you hear what she did to Demi Lovato?" Anyway, she goes, "Has to be the funniest, most ridiculous thing I've ever read." Anyway, at the moment it's like very much, I'm going to prove my doubters wrong, and then she didn't. She just hated it on set and couldn't really deal with the stresses and the strains. And I've heard about chronic pain from injuries that she suffered on set. I feel like all of these things should have been taken into account before choosing a lead. Where the show is very action-based, and very oftentimes when you're watching her on screen, she does look very frail and like she's about to break. I know in my videos I kind of like, I'm very sarcastic, and it may seem like I'm making fun. My point is to critique, and you can agree, you can not agree. That's the whole point. Opinions are opinions, and you're not going to agree with everyone. I think this is a good thing. I'm not surprised it happened. In fact, I was waiting for it, because watching the episodes of Batwoman, it's glaringly obvious who the star of the show is, who they give the more effort to, who outshines, and who actually they give nothing to. I said before, Kate Kane is a blank page and she's ready to be written on. But Ruby Rose didn't write on her. She didn't make her mark. She didn't make a dent. In the future, when you think of Batwoman, you won't think Ruby Rose. The actress who comes in to play Kate Kane doesn't have big boots to fill. That's not hate to say, but it is true. It's sad. It's very sad to say, but it's the truth. The last time when they cast on sexuality, we got Ruby Rose, an unremarkable actress who may be good in a minor role, but as a lead, where there's nowhere to run and nowhere to hide, it wasn't the best option at all. But ultimately, like I said, Kate Kane is a blank page. Maybe season 2 should be season 1. And maybe season 2 will be way better because now we actually could get an actress that can bring Kate to life, make her breathe, make me want to watch her, make me fall in love with her, because that hasn't happened. I don't care about Kate Kane. She could leave. I don't care. I saw some people say that Alice should be the new Batwoman, and I gotta tell you, I got a little bit excited about that. That's how much I don't care about Kate Kane. And if you knew how much I love Kate Kane, you know how much that stings to say. Anyway, so that is the end of the video. As always, stay safe, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.